Yabba dabba do. Welcome to this emotional intelligence workout. It is an absolute treat to have you on the other side of the screen, and just a big welcome to this emotional intelligence workout. So let's go ahead and get started right away into our first exercise, just to get us warmed up and thinking about our emotions. So, which of these emotions have you felt in this last week? And it's just an opportunity to start thinking about our emotions. So maybe happy or frustrated or awe. Maybe you felt all 15 of these in the last week. Maybe just one or two or three. So over to you to just have a little look. Excellent. So I'll give you a little bit, another moment just now. Yeah, which of these emotions have you felt this last week? Excellent, onwards. So just to introduce myself super briefly, I'm Jono. I'm a business psychologist and emotional intelligence coach. And I designed these workouts for myself when I first started thinking about emotional intelligence and looking to improve my EQ. So it was after my master's, and I'd learned about the theory, a bit of the history, different ideas around emotional intelligence, but I was looking for that practical way to actually build my muscles of my emotional intelligence. So started designing some little workouts for myself to do in the mornings and just regularly. And I'm still improving them, so any feedback you guys have is very gratefully received. But then also I've taken these workouts and taught them to my coaching clients, and now first time on live, so fingers crossed all the tech goes smooth on this, but have the opportunity to share them with you. And I just wanted to say before we started, I'm going to be working on a paper and a pencil, and you can do that, or you can just work in your own space and in your own head and just think through the different workouts that I have here for us. And then also, it's going to be fast-paced, so expect it to be fast-paced, but if you do want to pause and just take a bit more time to reflect or whatever that might be, feel free to do so in your own space. But let's go on to our next exercise, which is empathy clips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show 6 different scenes from different movies, and your task is to see if you can recognize the different emotions in those clips. And it's all about building our empathy and being able to recognize the emotions of others. Now I'm going to show them to you twice, so first time through, just soak them in, think them through, quick deep breath in between, and then the second time we'll go again. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's time.
When the snow lay round about.
Excellent. So that one was the first time round. So just quick deep breath. And we're going to go again. And this time I want you to either write down the different emotions you thought of, or think them through in your head. Try and articulate that, name that emotion or emotions that you see in that clip. So again, over to you. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's time.
When the snow lay round about.
Yabba dabba do. So as you can see here, this is my list for those different emotions, for those 6 different emotions that we had there. So first one for me, grief, despair. Second one, chuffed or tickled. Joey in Friends, resigned, hopeless. That was one I had the trickiest time with, so really eager to hear what you guys had for those ones, and just send me a message or write in the comments if you want to. Nervous, anguish for Snape when he sees Lily dead. And surprise and shock in that last one. So, as I said, these is my list. If they resonated with what you have, absolutely brilliant. If they didn't, equally brilliant. And do let me know what you had, as I'm still very much learning and trying to improve my empathy. So eager to hear what you guys had. But this is the list, just if you want to reference what you had in there. But onwards. So what we're going to do now is just curious, what were the 3 strongest emotions that you felt over this last month, in this last month? Now, I've given some of the common emotions here on the screen, so it might have been one of those, but you can see I have an other there in your own space. So of course, just think through your own month. What were some of the strongest emotions that you felt? And I want you to pick 3 of those. So just going to give us a moment to do that, and then we'll go for it. Over to you. Brilliant. So what I'd like you guys to do now is just to pick one of the strongest emotions, one of those 3 strong emotions that you like to explore in greater depth. So you can either circle it on your sheet if you're working on a piece of paper, or just choose one in your own head. So just really quickly, which of those do you want to do? Excellent. Okay, onwards. So that one emotion that you have chosen to explore, what I'd like you to do, and just to yourself, is just to describe the situation where that emotion came about. And that could be, who was involved, where was it, what was going on. So just describing that. And I'm going to give us 30 seconds for that. And so here we go, just to describe that situation. Over to you. Excellent. Onwards. So thank you for diving into that first idea of where that happened. And what I'd like us to do now is to explore the why. So why did you have that emotion? What was the trigger, the build-up, the cause of that emotion? And there's no right or wrong answer to this. It's just thinking through, maybe it was a different emotion that you had that led up to that. Maybe it was a specific person that made a comment or did something and that sparked the emotion. Or maybe it was something, a behavior that you had, an action that you had that again led to that. So over to you, and let's see, why did you have that emotion? 30 seconds, here we go. Excellent. Okay, brilliant. So thanks for diving into that exercise of that deep dive into one emotion. But what we're going to do now is we're going to start testing our emotional knowledge. And here it's just about thinking through different emotions. And the question, the task specifically, is what is an opposite emotion to this one? So I'm going to go through some different emotions. Happy, an opposite emotion to that one is sad. But there's more than one answer to these. And it's just, again, about building our awareness, our knowledge, our literacy in the language of emotions, so that we can recognize our emotions in real time. Excellent. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Opposite emotion to calm. Horror. Brave. Playful. And melancholy. Excellent. Onwards once again. So, as I said, it's going to be fast-paced. So, what we're going to do now is, again, relook at our empathy. So, this is our biggest kind of hold of this workout, and it's going to be 60 seconds. And what I'd like us to do is just, looking back in this last week, what emotions did you observe in others? Now, this could be thinking about friends or colleagues, family members, strangers out on the street. And, a common example, a common one that we can think of with strangers is just road rage, but it could be seeing nervousness or joyfulness or, again, playfulness, whatever that might be. And if you come up with one, great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, all brilliant. And there's no right or wrong answer to this. So 60 seconds, I was just thinking through, what emotions did you observe in others? Over to you. So 15 seconds left. Excellent. I got wrapped up in my reflections there, but onwards, and thank you for thinking about that empathy as well in there. So again, we're going to dive back into triggers. And what we have here is, again, just thinking through not a specific emotion that I asked you to explore before, but one that I'm just going to give here and for you to explore what could cause that, the triggers, the build up to those. So again, as an example, I feel happy when, and your task is to finish the sentence. So I feel happy when I ate pizza on Wednesday night. I feel happy when I played hockey. Yeah. And whatever makes sense in your space is fair game here. So again, over to you. Here we go. Feel frustrated when. Joy. Bored. Nervous. Proud. And let's just finish with frustrated again, because that went really by quite fast at the beginning there. Excellent. Okay, so again, we're going to start looking again at our bank of emotions, our literacy in our bank of emotions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to spend just 30 seconds writing down as many emotions as we can think of. Now, I know we've been thinking about different emotions throughout this workout so far, which is great. So see how many of those you can remember. But just any emotions that you can think of in whatever language makes sense for you is fair game. So here we go, 30 seconds of writing down as many emotions as you can think of. Or just thinking them through in your own head if you're just not working on a piece of paper. Excellent, so that's the 30 seconds done and dusted just like that. And the reasoning behind this exercise is, again, we want to be able to name our emotions in real time and understand what we're feeling so that we can work with our emotions. But to be able to understand our emotional granularity and the nuances and the emotions that we're feeling, we need to be able to name them and understand them. And so we need to have a bank of vocabulary of emotions in our toolkit. And if you do want a benchmark of how many emotions roughly you should know for emotional competence, well, I lean on the work of Brené Brown for this, and she says we're looking for about 30 to 40 different emotions that we just have in our toolkit at any given time to work on that. So that is a rough idea of what we're looking for, but 30 seconds in this workout, I know that's quite unique, but it's just about understanding what can we actually remember and have in our headspace. Okay, but onwards. So now, shifting the gear just a little bit, can you find the dolphin hidden amongst the badgers? So I'm going to give us 30 seconds for this again, and let's see what you get. Excellent. Three, two, one. Excellent. Okay, moving on, whether you found it or not. I know you can pause the video. Hey, wonderful, Lauren. So, just off the back of that exercise, just curious, what are you feeling right now after searching for the dolphin? And some of you, and Lauren, thanks for jumping in the chat there, may feel a bit more elated or pleased, satisfied, achieved. But some of you may feel on the other side of that spectrum, disappointed or frustrated as well in there. So just a moment to think through those as I was speaking there. Awesome, but let's just take this a little bit further and just do this emotion check-in just a bit more generally. So what are you feeling right now in general? Just in your own space, off the back of your day, your week, your month. whatever's going on in your world, or just the world in general. So we're going to spend 30 seconds again just thinking through the different emotions that we're feeling. Sorry, just was wrapping up one there. Got too deep in my reflections. Excellent. Okay, so that was just an emotion check-in. But now what we're going to do is we're going to look ahead into the next month. And so what I want us to do is just to explore what is one emotion that you'd like to feel less of in the next month, and what's one emotion that you'd like to feel more of. And again, I've just put some common emotions here on the side, so it might be one of those that you want to feel less of, maybe feeling less bored or shame or anger, whatever that might be in that next month, or frustration. And then flipping that around, what would you like to feel more of? More excitement, more pride, more gratefulness, whatever that might be. So we're going to spend 30 seconds for this. If you think of it really quick, start thinking about the how you might bring those about. Okay, so over to you, 30 seconds. And you can have more than one. I know I've just asked for one here, but if you want to think through 1, 2, 3, of course, go for it. Brilliant. So actually, just before I go on to that next slide, the next scene there. So what I encourage you to do after this workout is to think through that how. And that's a workout to do on your own, or maybe I'll have it in another workout coming up. What tweaks, what shifts in your behavior can you make to either minimize or maximize the different emotions that you had on there? And it could be having a conversation that you need to have with someone, a colleague or a leader, whatever that might be. It might be a specific behavior that you're working on. Whatever makes sense in your space is brilliant. And it's just taking that time to really sit down and say, well, how can I make those shifts going into next month? Excellent. So 2 final exercises for us to wrap up with here. And you can see what we have here. What are 3 things that you are grateful for? So just over to you, 3 things that you're grateful for. Excellent. And onwards, what are 3 things that you're excited for? Looking into tomorrow, looking into next week, looking into the month ahead, what are 3 things that you're excited for? Yippity-doo. Yippity-doo that day. So there you go. Big well done on doing that little workout there on emotional intelligence, building the muscles of our emotions, thinking about emotions in different ways. And as I said at the beginning and throughout the workout, really, this is the first time I've done it live. I'd love your feedback, really appreciate it to figure out how to take this to the next level. And specifically the 2 things I'm curious about is, did the instructions make sense? Were you able to, was it clear what you needed to do in those different tasks? And then secondly, did I give you enough time for the different exercises? I have done this mostly for myself, and then the coaching clients I've worked on, they've been a bit of a kind of a longer hour-long session. So if you have any feedback on those, I am all ears. And lastly, just a huge thank you for wanting to learn about emotional intelligence, for diving into this little workout, and just wishing you the best day going.